Hello, my name is Jennifer, and today I will be teaching you how to crochet. The things you will need to follow this tutorial are a hook of any size, a yarn that matches the size of your hook, and a light source so that as you work, you are able to see. Before I teach you how to crochet different stitches and with different techniques, I want to talk about holding the hook. In my opinion, one of the hardest things in crochet to first learn is getting comfortable with your hands and holding the hook itself. As you can see, I use my index finger, my middle finger, and my thumb to hold a proper grasp on the hook itself while I tuck in my other two fingers so that they don't get in the way. However, there is no proper way to hold a hook. It's an entirely personal thing, and I would spend some time outside of this tutorial to figure out what fits best for you. The second most difficult thing, besides holding your hook when you're first starting off, is using your other hand to keep the yarn in a good tension while you're crocheting. Again, that's a personal thing. You can follow along with what I'm showing you in this video, or you can go outside the tutorial and figure out what suits best for you. Now, let's get to the most common ways to start one of your works, either a foundation chain or a magic ring. Foundation chains normally make squares or rectangles, while magic rings make circles. First, I'm going to show you how to make foundation chains. Some popular beginner projects that people use with foundation chains are blankets and scarves. For anyone following along at home, this is a right-handed crochet tutorial. If you're left-handed, download this video and reverse it in an editing software. Now, onto foundation chains. To make a foundation chain, first start with a yarn end. Make a slip knot as shown. Insert your hook into the slip knot and tighten like shown. With the hook hand, hold the hook and the end of the yarn so that it does not slip. With your free hand, take the other part of the yarn and yarn over, or loop the yarn once around the hook. Once you've done that, switch the yarn end from the hook hand back to your free hand. Now, with your hook hand, rotate your wrist towards the floor as you pull the yarn on the hook through your loop. This will create the first loop of your foundation chain. Let's make another. With your hook hand, hold the hook and the end of the yarn so that it does not slip. With your free hand, take the yarn and yarn over your hook. Switch the yarn end from the hook hand back to your free hand. Rotate your wrist towards the floor as you pull the yarn on your hook through your loop. If you were able to do this, congratulations! You have built your first foundation chain. If you're still struggling, rewind the video and follow my hands. Pause this video and continue to build your foundation chain. It will be the same steps over and over again. Make your foundation chain the length that you want your project to be. Once you have, I will teach you how to do a single crochet. Now that you're satisfied with the length of your foundation chain, you can start to build on it to increase its width. To do this, chain one more time. Now, flip your work as shown. Insert your hook into the second stitch from the hook. Yarn over and pull through. At this point, you should have 2 loops on your hook. Next, yarn over again so you have 3. Next, pull the loop closest to the tip of your hook underneath the other 2 loops on your hook. Congratulations! This is the technique that you use to build the width of your foundation chain. It is also called a single crochet. I'll repeat the process here. Insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Next, yarn over again. Finally, pull the loop closest to the tip of the hook underneath the other 2 loops on your hook. If you were able to follow along with the video and do the 2 techniques I just showed you, then congratulations! You can officially crochet. If you are not able to, then don't worry. Crocheting takes a lot of patience and a lot of practice. Rewind the video and try again. If you are comfortable with foundation chains and single crochets and you want to try something more advanced, then I have the perfect thing for you. let me teach you how to make a magic ring. Magic rings are used to create things like stuffed animals, hats, and certain designs for granny squares. Put your hook down and start with the yarn end in your dominant hand. Now, take your dominant hand and wrap the yarn around the fingers of your non-dominant hand twice. Make the second wraparound cross with the first. Let go of the yarn with your dominant hand and pick up the hook from earlier. Place your hook in between the location in which the two wraparounds touch. Make sure that your hook is under the first wraparound, but over the second. Move your hook in a way that snags the yarn from the first wraparound. Rotate your wrist to the floor as you pull the second wraparound underneath the first. Take your hook hand and with your free fingers, pinch the magic ring so it does not fall apart. You should be able to remove the yarn from your non-dominant hand without the magic ring falling apart. Next, yarn over and transfer the magic ring from your hook hand to your free hand. Finally, pull the yarn you just put over your hook through the loop. To finish and close off this magic ring, you will need to crochet into it. We do this by single crocheting. Put your hook inside of the magic ring. Yarn over and pull the hook and the yarn through the ring back into its original position. Make sure that when you yarn over, the stitch is being made over the magic ring and the end string. You should have 2 loops of yarn on your hook. Next, yarn over again. Pull the loop closest to the tip of the hook under the 2 other loops on your hook. Follow this same process until you have put 6 single crochet stitches into your magic ring. Finally, to seal off your magic ring, pull the end string and tighten it. I know that was difficult. However, if you were able to follow along, then congratulations on making your first magic ring. You have just made one of the most difficult techniques for beginner crocheters. If you were not able to follow along, rewatch and try again. With that, this tutorial about the foundations of crochet is finished. With these techniques, you can start many different projects. However, take it slow and remember to take breaks while crocheting. If you are struggling with crochet, I recommend re-watching this video as well as other tutorials on YouTube. It takes time to learn how to crochet, but it's very worth it. Thanks for watching!